Happy Monday. So I just kind of wanted to jump on here because yesterday I had gone live and I had talked about how I was going to switch my devotional, because I know a lot of you guys know I love devotionals, and I plug into one at least once a day, and I realized the devotional that I was doing, it wasn't really serving me in the season of my life, right? I kind of feel like the season in my life right now is a little bit of chaos, as you guys can see. I mean, not only is it like physically chaotic, like look, I have no kitchen whatsoever, right? So I feel like it's a hot mess, but I have a lot going on in my mind. I have a lot of, anger, and I'm still grieving, and I'm still going through a lot. So I'm an emotional roller coaster right now. And I felt like this devotional, it's amazing. It's a great devotional. But I don't feel like it was serving me, right? I was reading it and then I was going, okay, yeah, anyways. And I caught myself and I was like, okay, I'm not going to keep reading it because it's not serving me in my season of life right now, right? In this moment, it's not. Right? I was able to stop and look and reflect and say, and it doesn't mean it's a bad book. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It's just that it wasn't the time for me right now. So I decided to go and try out this one. I have like 5 devotionals sitting here waiting for me to open them up. And I grabbed this one. It's Just Breathe. And this is what it's talking about. We all need those moments in our day to just stop, breathe, and connect with God, to laugh and play and give thanks for being alive. These devotionals offer that moment. They encourage you to let go of worries, to quiet the anxieties, and to trust God in everything. So I opened this devotional up today, and the way this devotional works is it's a 365-day devotional, so it's by date. It's not like this one where it's 100 days and you just kind of, do your 100 days. So I went to today, and I was like, okay, God, see what you got for me. Let's see what you got for me. Because I am needing, I can't even explain it. I'm needing something. I need something in my life to feel like it's going right, or to know that I'm in the right, or to know, I needed something. I can't even put into words. You see, like my mind is going 100 miles an hour. I can't explain why. I just feel like I just have still this emptiness in me, right? And so I think we can all relate to that. There are days you wake up and you feel like you're on top of the world and you can conquer the world. And there are days that you wake up and nothing has changed, but you feel so defeated, so down, and you can't figure out why. And that's where I was. But the problem is it wasn't happening once in a while like it used to. It was now more than ever, and it was happening consistently and like every day. And that's not a good place to be. And I encourage everybody to recognize when you're in that place, take a step back and say, okay, it's not okay to be there. What can I do to change that? And so I did. I said, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try changing my devotional. And if that doesn't work, I will figure something out, because I cannot stay in this state of mind and I cannot stay where I am. And today it talked about being very careful of your surroundings. And I was like, And the verse, it's, if someone is caught in any wrongdoing, you who are spiritual should restore such a person with a gentle spirit, watching out for yourselves so you also won't be tempted. And that's in Galatians 6, verse 1. And when I read that, I said, okay, well, I feel like I'm kind of surrounding myself with positive people, right? Like, I don't know. I like the people that I'm surrounding myself with are very go-getters. I don't see that. And then I realized that I need to surround myself with very faith-driven, strong people to drag me, right? Because I'm struggling. That's what I need right now in my season of life. I need somebody to drag me back, into to dive without any fear. Look at me wearing a fearless shirt, to dive right back into the faith that I know is going to get me through all of this, right? And I was just like thinking, and I was like, man, that's my key right now. That's what God is putting on my heart right now. I need to be, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I used to go to two small groups a week, and I never missed a Sunday. And I was, so, how can I say, I felt so full. My cup felt full. And right now I'm struggling in that department. And so to open up the verse and it be that. And then I thought to myself, okay, how can I also apply this? Because I also like to apply this to everyday life, right? Not just my spiritual life. Obviously spiritual life, it seeps into everything. But like, what an image of our lives. There's a verse. I'm not very big on like memorizing verse, but I do know that there's a verse that says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. And I think that's such a powerful verse, because it's the truth. Who you surround yourself with, if you don't have a strong armor, right? So we build our armor. We build this armor of God, right? And we have this strong faith. So once you build that strong faith for yourself, that strong foundation, you have that armor, then you become a part of the army that turns around and changes others, right? But if your armor is a little weak, then when you go out there into the world, you start getting influenced by others unintentionally. And sometimes it happens without even you noticing it. And I think that's what's happened to me. I think that's what happened. My armor was a little weak. It was a little weakened. And I went out there, and I think that it's slowly, before now that I read this and I reflect back on these last couple of months, I have not been going to church as I should be. I have not been going to small group as I should be. And when I say should, I know that's because I know what I need, and I know it's going to keep me afloat, right? So I'm not here to tell anybody you should be going to this, you should be going. Remember, everybody's walk is so different. Everybody's walk is different. I know what I need to do, just like I know what I need to do when it's time to buckle down and lose the unwanted weight, right? I know what works for me. It's your job to figure out what works for you, right? So, but it's so important to step back and reflect and ask yourself and have that hard conversation with yourself. Are you where you're meant to be? Are you where you're called to be? And do you have that armor that is ready to change the world, right? And for me, that answer is no. And that's what this just opened up for me. So I wrote in my journal, right? So this is I like to journaling devotionals. So I journaled today, and I asked God to help me in this and build my armor back, because my armor was weakened. It was weakened. And I encourage everybody to find that for yourself. And I'm a work in progress. We all are. I don't think there's ever a point that anybody, I mean, not even our pastors, okay, are 100% all the time. It's okay. It's okay to have doubts. It's okay to wake up and have bad days. It's okay to wake up and feel just a little bit depressed and down. Like, it's okay to have those days, but it's not okay to stay there. It's not okay to live there. And it's definitely not okay to show that to your children and let them see that as a norm. And so when I actually went live yesterday on Instagram and I talked about I was going to change my devotional because I realized it wasn't serving me, my daughter was listening to me. And when I stopped my live, it opened up a conversation with her. And that opened up for me to tell her, baby, in this world, you're going to get thrown out to the wolves. And if you're not ready to fight them and you don't build your armor, and that armor is built here at home, then you're gonna end up doing bad things. You're gonna end up, wanting to be a part of what looks cool, might not be cool. So I was able to open up that conversation and have that talk with her. And then it made me realize, last year, my son had not an incident. My son came home and told me that there was a boy, a friend of his, that he was like, Mommy, I don't know if I want to be friends with him because he got in trouble for this. And I looked at him, and a part of me was like, good, yeah, no, don't be his friend, bad influence, nah, right? We could do that to our kids. And yes, a part of me wanted to do that, but I was like, but no, baby. You know what? I'm so proud of you that you were able to see, you're able to know that what he was doing was wrong and what he was doing was bad, right? You were able to acknowledge. That tells me that you are so smart and you are ready to change people. So, as a friend, as a good friend, you are now, God put in your heart to change him, to have that armor of God, and you show him what's right. Don't be mean to him, and don't say I'm not your friend anymore. That's not what God did. Can you imagine if Jesus turned his back on everybody that was so-called bad? Look at his disciples. And I told him that, and I said, baby, I want you to show him what's good. I want you to be the example. And when he does bad, I want you to let him know, what you're doing is bad. I'm not okay with it. And I'm going to leave, but I'm going to come back when you stop. Right? And I gave him that little pep talk. And the teacher had mentioned to me, because it was what the boy had done was like a big deal in class. And it kind of like the parents were talking with the teacher about it because all the parents heard about it and it was like a big deal. And I told the teacher what I told my son, that I don't want you to separate yourself from him. That's not nice. Like he made a bad choice, but it doesn't mean he's a bad person. And she was like, wow, like most parents were like, make sure my kid is not sitting near that kid. And I'm like, you see, I think that's sometimes what's wrong. And so with that being said, I don't even know how I derailed off of that, but that's just like how my mind goes 1,000 miles an hour. But anyways, definitely, I'm excited for this new devotional and see how it serves me. And if I notice it's not serving me, I'll switch it again. Like I've got like 5 other devotionals in there, back there, that in my mess, that I know one of them will serve me and it's for me. And so only one way to go is to grow, baby, right? And build that armor. All right, guys, take care. Happy Monday and God bless. Bye.